Hi, this is Karey Brown with Real Estate 101. Thank you so much for joining me. And I am here today with Paul. Paul, how do you say your last name?
Daemen. Daemen.
Daemen.
Right.
And you are actually in Nicaragua.
Correct.
But you're originally from Kansas?
No, I'm even further away. I'm originally from the Netherlands, and I immigrated when I was 2 years old to Latin America. And then at 17, well, let me see, at 17, I got my military papers from the Netherlands. And I said, you know what? Time to go somewhere else. And then I went to Missouri. I stayed there for a little bit. Then I ended up in Iowa. And then many years later, I ended up in Wichita, Kansas, where I stayed for over 20 years. So a long time.
That's crazy. You know, the funny thing is, the more I interview people, the more I figure out Wichita seems to be a hub, because the last gal I interviewed, she actually is in Hawaii now, living in she's living in Kauai, and she was from
Right.
Wichita, and her
Really?
friend that was there with me was from Topeka. It's just crazy.
Small world, small
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
So let's talk about Nicaragua. How long have you been there?
7 years. Like I told you at the beginning, we looked at Nicaragua, and then my story always is, how did you end up here? I said, well, the yellow brick road. I got lost at the wrong turn, and here I am in Nicaragua. I see you smiling, so you know the story as well as I do, being from Kansas. So when we started this initial trip to move, my wife, she is Chilean but Canadian citizen. I am Dutch citizen but a resident of the U.S. as well as now from Nicaragua. And when we started analyzing where to move. I mean, I've been in 57 countries, lived already in 13. And so I also was a teacher at the university for 10 years. So I said, you know what, with everything I know, everything I preach, it's time to put your know-how to the test and analyze like you tell the students to analyze. So I did that, and we investigated Mexico, um, Belize, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Ecuador, and Chile. Some of them fell off really quick, like Mexico, due to the fact my wife didn't like it at all. And if you don't like it, why spend time analyzing it, right? I mean, I
Right.
used to run several businesses there, but I said, not a problem. Let's move on. Belize fell off right away too because of the high cost of owning, running a real estate type of business. And then we started ending up concentrating more to Costa Rica as well as Nicaragua because of the closeness to the US market. Why was that important? But we do have kids in the States, and we do want to visit them once in a while. So we ended up spending more and more time here in Nicaragua, fell in love with it, fell in love with the people, with the culture, and we ended up buying a farm here where we have 6 children live with us, and they're all our puppies. Because our
That's a
kids didn't want to
household.
come. Oh, it's a yard full, and that's why we bought a 4 acres, so they roam around as they please, and there are our kids, so to speak, because there are little devils, as I call them once in a while. They do as they please, and so yeah, we have a full house with 6 babies, and that's why we came here, because the other thing is it was easier for us as real estate people to mark a spot where you can start. So we marked our spot as the colonial city of Nicaragua called Granada, and we are going to be part of the UNESCO 500 years. I think that's going to be in 2 more years. So we're going to be having a big celebration, the 500-year celebration of the foundation of Granada, and very colonial, very Spanish. So we felt at home right away, but we didn't want to live in the city. That's why we ended up living on the farm. and
So tell
literally
me
on the farm.
on the farm. Tell me about the market there. What is the average price range?
Well, that's a good question. So average price. Let me tell you, I'm not doing this for a plug, but I'm part of one of the largest uh, organizations here in Nicaragua. And our group, we have 6 offices, of which 2 offices I own and operate. And we have approximately 90 to 100 agents. As you know, that fluctuates always. And with those number of agents, we have right now today on the market around 2,500 listings. Okay.
Wow.
Ghislaine and I, we personally have 72, 73 listings. So when you talk average or median, as you know, we talk about the median quite a bit in the US, we are hovering in the 100, 110 based on the 2,500 properties that we have. Our average sales price has dropped significantly. Right now, we are in a buyer's market. Okay. It will take, based on the 2,500 listings, we sell approximately 250 to 300 listings a year. Okay.
Wow.
I sold last year 25. Me and my wife, we sold 25 units. So we are in the top 2 agents in our group of agents. Okay, if that tells you anything of the size of significance. Already this year, we are seeing a trend upward. And so coming back to your original question, I had to give that background to get the audience to understand. So the price point here last year was around 80, 85, which is shocking when you see the price points in the US or even in Canada. We're talking in Canada right now, it is around 750
Right.
US dollars. I mean, it's crazy numbers that we're seeing. So here, we did several transactions last month. One for 175,000, a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a pool, 1 block from the Central Entertainment District. The entertainment district is called La Calle La Calzada. That is where you basically, in 3 blocks from the Central Church, is right next door. That's why you hear once in a while a motorcycle coming by, because everything is open. You can see our door right there, and all we have on is ceiling fans. We don't use air conditioning because it's a lot healthier to do it with open doors. So in Calle La Calzada, that's the main drag of entertainment, bars, restaurants. It's a party district, okay? And it starts here from anywhere from noonish all the way till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, okay? And on La Calzada, the prices for these colonial homes, they're colonial, depending on size, they can go anywhere from 150 to this one here. And I'll see if I can show you. To this house here, right here in front of me. Can
Mhm.
you see it? Okay,
Yeah.
that house, when they bought it 5 years, 6 years ago, went for 1.2 million.
Wow.
That house, that house is approximately, let me see, 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 1 large kitchen, and a very, very large bedroom. Right now, that house probably would fetch around $800,000. So you can see the decline of prices, and the decline was mutual in the sense was caused by 2018, a political instability period, and then right after 2019 it started going. I mean, we were starting to say, oh my God, we're going to survive. So we opened our new office, this one right here, in 2019 in December, and then COVID hit. And I'm going, what mistake am I making? What is it happening? Because in the previous office I had just opened, we had this political instability, and I'm going, I'm doing something wrong. But it is what it is. You just continue. So prices we are seeing in San Juan del Sur, which is way south to the Costa Rica border, prices starting to rise for two factors. One, rent occupancy levels are right now around 80%. And if you were to tell me, Paul, I want to come to San Juan del Sur, I want to be on the ocean or beach, and I want an ocean view. I want to come with two kids. I want a 3 bedroom, and I will come with a dog. Right there, the probability that I can find something, the pet, is one big issue in rental. That's one. The other one, there has been a large move of Canadians, over 500 families in the last 6 to 8 months coming to Nicaragua. And that has really sucked up a lot of properties, and owners are saying, you know what? I have lost so much since 2018, then COVID and COVID, that it is time that I start increasing my rental fees, and they have slowly but surely. And of course, the owners, when they do that, the sellers, which are at times also the owners, they're going, you know what? I can show a better ROI. So since I can show a better ROI, let me start increasing slowly. So we're seeing these two phenomena, which you are very well aware of in the US and in Canada. But the problem is we have still a glut of properties in that area. We have more sellers than buyers. So you know what that means. Yeah, you can increase it 10, 15%, but agents like myself will negotiate hard to reduce that to the 2018, 2019 level. Managua, which is the capital city of Nicaragua, we have seen the same phenomena, that a large drop on the prices. We have seen a large drop of rental suggested prices. And so what we've seen is the following. Right after 2018, people start saying, you know what? I can now find where I used to pay 1,000. I can find a better property, a better home at a better location for 500. Why am I still living here? So they try to negotiate with the owner, and the owner goes, nope, no, you paid me 1,000, you're going to pay me 1,000. And so you have seen a significant move. It's like musical chairs. Everybody has been moving around, finding a better living standard because of job situation, a better living standard, quality of home, larger home, or same size home, but at a lower price. And Managua, which is the capital, like I said, we have, we have one billionaire that lives there, which is Mr. Carlos Pela. He's the only billionaire that lives in Nicaragua and of Central America. And because of that, you also have many multimillionaires and millionaires. I mean, it's over 1,000, estimated over 1,000 of them. And that has also created a lot of areas like Santo Domingo. You can go to Galerías, which is like the Galerías in Houston. If you know that one, you know what I mean, which has over 1 million plus square foot of retail and restaurants. Okay. So we do have an upside. I mean, we do have a parallel economy, so to speak, with a lot of wealth, and some areas that you look at houses and you go, holy cow, $1 million home? Yeah, it's probably $1 million, and it could have been $2 million pre-2018.
That's so different. Yeah, it's so different from the United States and actually several countries right now where we are actually totally in a seller's market. We don't have anywhere near enough inventory.
Yeah, yeah. No, here, I mean, like I told you, we have 72 listings. Today on a previous phone call, we took 3 more listings. I mean, we could easily get 100, 150 listings a year, but it's not about inventory. To us, is it sellable? Is it priced right? Can we get people excited? Is it based on the profile of buyers that we are helping with? So I think we take maybe 50% of the listings that come to the market that we take. And so 50% we don't take because we just don't see the opportunity to sell it.
So tell me, you guys don't have an MLS, so how do you
No,
market?
well, YouTube. Okay.
Really?
I mean, literally YouTube. I happened to be one of the largest YouTube channels in this country, not as a Nicaraguan channel. You got to remember, my focus is expats or immigrants coming to Nicaragua, and so based on that, I post. You're gonna cringe. I post 2 videos a day, and I've been doing that for the last, how long have we been doing that? Almost 2 years now, right? Posting daily. Yeah, almost. And it used to be 3 videos a day. That was a little bit asking, a little bit too much. So we were down to 2 videos a day, one short a day, and one video, a regular video, and we market the heck out of it. I mean, we get on average between 50 and 65,000 views per month.
Wow.
Okay.
So we'll
And
definitely have to get the YouTube link so more people can see it.
yeah, I would. I mean, if you don't mind, that would be awesome.
No, not at
Yeah,
all.
YouTube for us, it is not an avenue to sell real estate. We spend more time 3 days a week on talking about lifestyle, talking about what is the difference, what can you get here. I post shorts. I post a short every day. Having coffee with Paul from his deck, talking about the weather. That's what I did this morning, or talking about a different area we visited. Just little snapshots, 20, 30, 40 seconds. So people can kind of, if they don't want to listen to a full video, they can get a quick shot of what's going on in this country. And if this is something they want to participate in.
So taxes there, how are they? Are they expensive compared to the US or cheap?
Okay. I used to live, as you know, in Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas, I used to have a house. That house was 3,000 square foot, 4-car garage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. So it was large. And that house was paying around $2,500 dollars in taxes. I think now it went up because of the sales price. I would say right now it's around $3,000 to $3,500 annual tax, right? My
Right.
annual tax, because I live on the farm, because I actually operated as a farm. I produce a lot of vegetables. I produce a lot of fruits. I got over 150 fruit trees, from avocado, from lime, lemon, star fruit, anise. Anise. What's anise again? Anise. It's Anise is a spice. Then I have lots of hot peppers. We have 5 different varieties, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I operate it. I'm just trying to show you why the distinction. Because of that distinction, my taxes are very low. Okay, I'm talking about less than $100 a year.
Oh,
But
wow.
there is a transactional tax. What does that mean? So let's talk about you buying a home. Let's talk generalities because that's all I can do. Let's say that you buy a house for, let's say, $100,000. When we sell that house, the norm has been that the seller pays a transactional because it's a capital gains tax. Now, as part of the negotiation, we as real estate agents have been moving towards the buyer take on that responsibility, even though the law says it is the seller. Why? If the seller doesn't pay, you, the buyer, will actually pay it, right? And because if that transactional tax is not paid to the government, there's a lien against the property. And as you know, we as realtors don't like liens for our clients, and we try to handle that prior to the sale. So what we have done is show to the buyer it is in his or her interest to pay that and put that in their mindset when negotiating. Okay, so we just negotiated on a house. The owner wanted 375. The seller, the buyer offered 325 with them paying the tax. So we discussed and showed to the owner it was a very good deal because the owner wanted really 350, but if she paid the tax, she would be back to 325. You see what I mean?
Right.
So you need to keep that in mind. So every time we get a buyer, they say, hey, like we did last night, a buyer wants to buy a property, we send them what we call, as you know, the net sheet, a HUD sheet, as you call them back in the States, which we don't have here. But since we are coming from a US background in real estate, we're one of the very few that uses what we call a HUD settlement statement, where where it shows all the costs that
Right.
you, Karey, will have to pay, estimated, of course, because here, when you buy, the transactional time period is not immediate. Okay, the immediate is the payment, and then it takes anywhere from 30 to 90 days to complete the sale. Okay.
So do you use lawyers there? How do you close out a transaction?
Right. There is a great question, by the way. There is no title company here. The title company is basically the lawyer slash notary. A notary here has a totally different distinction than in the US. Here, it is basically university study of 4 to 5 years and very rigorous training. And you have to work under a lawyer for around a year to get certified that you are now a certified notary. Okay, that's very important distinction. So here, let's say that you sell a property here in Granada, you will have to go to the catastro, which is the survey office, to get the whole data of all the transactions, the historical transactions of the property, and read that. It can be anywhere. On the one that we just sold, it had over 20 pages of handwritten notes. Remember how doctors write?
Yeah.
That's what you're reading, and it's a lot to decipher. And so it's the legal responsibility of the attorney to read that and certify that that is all up to date.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what is the protection to the buyer to make sure that all that gets done correctly?
The attorney has his E&O insurance.
Okay. And how are you paid
Agents
as
do
an
not.
agent?
Commission, of course.
Commission, same way?
Sorry. Same way, yes, a little bit, same way. I say kind of because there's there's a lot of market differences. In our market, I know you're not asking me what are the commissions, but I'm going to say in our market, the commission rate is different than Managua versus the beaches. Our commission rates fluctuate, and the fluctuation can be almost 50% fluctuation.
Wow.
On what you receive. So if it's raw land, it's even more. Okay, so we have a significant distinction between a raw land sale versus a property with a home. We have a big distinction on what the commission rate is.
Wow.
And
So
we get paid. We basically, what we do as an agent, we put everything in the security account of Keller Williams. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to put a plug in. That was a mistake. Sorry.
no, it's completely fine. I interview from everybody, all different companies.
Yeah, but I just didn't want to feel that I'm trying to do a plug, which I'm not.
No,
But
you're
we
fine.
send our monies, we tell the buyer to send the money to a security account of the company. And usually we ask for 10%. And from that 10%, the commission is paid. And the actual transaction, so Karey, you are in the US. Let's say I'm here in Nicaragua, which I am, and I have a property that I want to sell, but you have an account in the US, I have an account in the US. So we actually pay in the US. The money does not have to come to here to Nicaragua, but in the title transfer, it is noted because of money laundering, etc. It is noted that Karey paid Paul from her account at XYZ to his account ABC these amounts of dollars. It does not come here except the 10%.
So then that's a good thing.
Well,
Because
it's good. It's good because some people in their mindset, they believe, they say, well, your banking system is terrible. And I can tell you, when I send money here to this country, which I did yesterday, it's already in my account. Okay. So I send it from one of the big banks and it comes to my bank here. And I can tell you automatically, I can see it. It arrived while we were talking. I saw a message come over my screen. Your money is here.
so it depends on your bank. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, very dependent upon your bank, because you can remember, because of the new regulations that the Congress did on banking laws. Before I could do it with Bank of America, I can say that. And Bank of America does not estimate the cost online. So you cannot do it online anymore. But Chase and I think it's Chase and Citi do it. And so I do everything online with Chase and it goes automatically, like clockwork, up to 25, no problem, $1,000, no problems whatsoever.
So tell me, why should somebody move to Nicaragua? What was the tipping point for you?
Well, my tipping point was simple. My tipping point was I had enough of the US. Mine was because I had a stroke, and I'm not being negative. Please don't see this as a negative. People think
No,
that
you're fine. Candid answers are good.
Yeah, I am not negative on the US. Please understand, I'm not. I was negative on my lifestyle. My lifestyle created a stroke, and I literally the left side was totally unoperable. And after the stroke, being in bed, I said, I'm done. I quit. And I literally quit. And my girlfriend at that time, I said, hon, time to go. Look, I want to change my lifestyle. I want to change me, how I operate. And that's one of the big things. And the other thing was, when we started the move, we were living in an apartment. We were paying $1,200, $1,300. We were paying $600 for 2 cars. You had to have a car. We were paying life insurance, medical insurance. And I thought, why? We're spending over $4,000 to $5,000, and I could not grapple. Why was I spending that much money on a month to month for what? For what standard of living? For what quality of life? So I came here, and kid you not, every time I go to the doctor, she always kind of looks to me. She goes, "Is that you really?" Yeah, it's me. She goes, "But you changed. You changed." I mean, I was not heavy. I mean, God forbid, I was a skinny, still skinny. But my, how could I say? I'm more significantly relaxed, even though we have 75 properties. And Karey, you know what that means in our business.
Yeah.
But now I can afford to have staff. I have my videographer that creates all my videos right there. And I got my administrative assistant sitting right there. And we have another administrative assistant in another city. And we can do it. We love it. It's a lot more relaxing. My medical health, I just had I had a fall last week. I got a CAT scan done. And what do you think a CAT scan costs here at a very good hospital? A brain scan.
Say $250.
Yeah, that's what it costs.
Yeah. Significantly more than that in the United States.
with a neurologist looking and analyzing and giving me the document, which in the US, they never give you the paperwork. They never give you the disc. Here, what you pay for is yours. You take it with you to the next doctor if you so desire. Medical care was one of the big things. Medical care here, I don't carry insurance, just so that you know. Both of my property, which is made out of concrete, as well as medical care insurance, I do not carry. I carry zero insurance. You know, that in itself saves me over ten to $12,000 a year. That's a significant chunk. Just Len, my wife and I, we live on average 12 to 14, $1,500 a month. Now that's excluding my business expenses. You know, if you, I had to smile because we got one of our puppies, homeless puppies coming in. And that is one of the gifts of living here. We have lots of homeless dogs. We get them. And if they need medical care, we pay for it. That's something I couldn't do back home. Of course, you don't find homeless dogs, but here, it's one of the gratitudes, gratifying. You know, we had one dog here laying here several weeks in our office every day. Somebody said, "Hey, we want that dog. We said, come on over and, you know, take it home." And he found a new home. To me, that's very gratifying.
Wow. Well, it sounds
Yeah.
like Nicaragua has definitely been good for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The bummer part is we haven't traveled for the past 2 years, 3 years. That is a big bummer, because we love to travel. That was one other reason we wanted to come to Central America, but we travel locally. I mean, we have, last month we traveled 3,600 kilometers. That's a little bit over 2,400 miles. That's how much
Wow.
we travel. Okay, we travel a lot. And so we saw new places that we hadn't seen. We revisited other places. On a daily basis, we love to travel.
I definitely can relate to that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I will be posting all of your information. So if someone's looking in Nicaragua, you're definitely the guy. So tell them real quick how to get a hold of you.
Okay, you can call me on my US phone. You're going to laugh about that, which is the Kansas number, 316. I saw that. Okay, 316-390-1532. And that's also WhatsApp. So always when you call on WhatsApp, it's so much cheaper for everybody involved. Or you can call my local number, which is 505-8688-0125, or via email. I'll do the short one, DAEMEN, P for Paul, @gmail.com.
Thank you so much for joining me on Real Estate 101.
Thank you very much. Have an awesome day and lots of success this year.
Thank you. You
Thanks,
too.
Karey.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.